All right, let us talk about something that just came up. I do these 20-minute free coaching calls for VIP members. And if you're not a VIP member, I encourage you to do so. It's free, super simple. Go to halfsizeme.com/VIP. I send out an email every Thursday with public service announcements from Daisy. I give you mindset tips, resources that have been helpful for me. So I see these as being extremely valuable, and you can hit reply to submit a question, or you can request the potential to get a 20-minute free coaching call. So anyway, I was doing one of these 20-minute free coaching calls, and the person I spoke with said, I've been digesting a lot of your content in the Half Size Me community, the program modules and everything. And she says, my problem is I can't come up with a clear why. I can't define a why for this whole process. And I'm so fixated on that, it's affecting me doing the daily actions. And I feel like I want this time to be different. I want to be able to, kind of have a point to come to. She goes, I heard you talk about your kids were your why and how, I really need one. And so what I want to encourage you to do is think outside the box with this. As we age, our whys change. When I first started losing my weight, it was really big about my kids. I did have their picture by my bed. They were my focus. Now that I'm approaching 45 and my kids are older, my why has changed. I am now thinking about me at 55, 65. I look at women that are older and I see some of the problems they might have moving and getting around or carrying heavy things or, maybe even just having the strength to sit down and get back up without holding on. And I want to live a very active, healthy lifestyle. And what that means is I need to be strong, I need to be fit, and I'm thinking of long-term health for me at this point of my journey. So my why changes, and so does yours. The why of you with young kids running around may not be the why of you with teenagers, and it may not be the why of you being an empty nester, or if you've never had kids, the why for you at 20 might be different than the why of you at 45. So I don't see this why, the reason why, as being a fixed forever thing. It is ever changing as life changes. Heck, the whole COVID situation could have changed your why. Like you maybe never thought about a pandemic before, and the fact that being obese or overweight makes you at higher risk to catch said virus, right? So that whole experience could have added something to your why that didn't exist before. So I want you to think of your why as being this never fixed, never done document. It's going to reflect where you are in your life, the stage of life. And then there are two different ways of thinking of your why. There can be one hugely impactful reason, like your kids or your health or whatever. But then there are all those little things that add up through the day. Like for instance, if you stand up and go for a walk and your feet hurt, a why for that day might be, I don't want my feet to hurt. I want to feel comfort in my own body. Is that a huge thing? Maybe not. Maybe it is. I don't know. But the point is, all these little things that happen on a day-to-day basis can be your why. There doesn't have to be this one monumental, the sky opens, the light comes down kind of thing. All the little whys are just as impactful and just as meaningful in their own way. So what I told her was, how about we let go of this desire of locking in a specific why and we just focus every day on one reason why you're doing this journey. And so she said that was doable. And then I said, what if we detach the actions of losing weight, the things that are required to produce that outcome, as like a job, like a checkoff list for a job, where you just sit down at your desk and you say, hey, did I track my food? Did I get my calorie deficit? Did I go for my walk? Did I drink my water? And that become more of a professional approach that doesn't get influenced by, do I have a why? Do I know what the reason is I'm doing all this? Because what it is those things are very tangible, immediate. You can do it right now. The why, going back to how I started all this, is ever changing, fluctuating decade by decade. You're not going to feel the same way at 50 as you do at 30 about why you're doing what you're doing. So you have to realize that, because that will never be 100% consistent forever, amen. You have to treat the actions like your part-time job and say, did I do these things? Not did I feel motivated to do these things? Not, does my why really solid to where I feel like I'm doing this correctly? You can do the actions without you having to worry about nailing down a why or an idea as to how you think this should look. You can just do the actions. It's kind of like I can dust the blinds even if I don't know why I'm dusting the blinds, right? And yes, will the why help you? Absolutely. Because there are going to be days you don't want to dust the blinds. But if you're like, you know what, like a clean house, like my blinds not having something growing on them, so I dust them, right? But could you dust them anyway? Sure. And that's the idea of habit, right? So what I want to help people do is separate the reason why you're doing this from the action steps necessary to do it, and realize that the motivation, the why, is ever changing. You don't have to feel like you're locked into something. You don't have to feel, if I say, well, this is why today, what if that's different tomorrow? It will be, and that's okay. But you can still do the actions every day and check them off your list. I hope this helps if you were struggling with that idea. I want to encourage you to like and subscribe, share these videos with people who might need help, and let me know in the comments how I can better help you. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.